In the headlines this morning, Governor Obiano reinstates commitment to lasting reforms in education sector. Party faithful says APGA's majority win in state assembly elections strategic for steady development. INEC says Army intervened in Rivers election, but not sure it helped to rig. On the foreign scene, death toll in Southern Africa's cyclone IDAI continues to rise. And a very good morning to you and welcome to the news. I'm Ebere Ugunna. Governor Willie Obiano has cancelled students to remain focused to the prevailing challenges facing their academic pursuits to be successful in life. The governor made the call during a mass to mark the first year of his second term in office, officiated by the Metropolitan Archbishop of Onitsha, Most Reverend Valerian Okeke. Chibuzo Obidike has the report.
By awakening the students' spirit with the melodious song that saw him through during his school days, Governor Obiano said that with full concentration in academics, they will succeed.
Across the bridge, there's no more sorrow. Across the bridge, there's no more pain. The sun will shine across the river, and I will never be unhappy again. So if you do so, you are motivated in everything you are doing.
Going further, the governor revealed that through the State Ministry of Education, his administration will keep an eye on all the schools across the state to ensure that they maintain the required standards, both in academic performance and facilities.
Young ones not at their premises today. I was once like you. Let me tell you, it's not every time you wake up that you want to go and study. And that's the truth. Sometimes you're not in the mood and what have you. But if you have your eyes on the ball, you will always be encouraged to study.
In Oka, Chibuzo Obidike, ABS News.
Anambra state government has reinstated its move in reinforcing the separation of gas plants from petrol stations across the state to reduce the rate of explosion in filling stations. The Commissioner for Lands, Mr. Anambra, disclosed this while speaking to journalists in Oka. Correspondent Chibuzo Obidike again completes the story.
According to Mr. Onukuba, the directive of Governor Willie Obiano directing all gas plants to relocate is because gas and fuel cannot coexist, as it poses a great danger and can cause fire outbreaks, urging all filling station owners to adhere to the directive or face the full wrath of the law. As according to him, Anambra cannot continue counting their losses to fire explosion from filling stations and tankers.
It's being filling stations because of the danger of fire outbreaks. They don't coexist. So the directive is that all gas stations within filling stations should be relocated to various away from the hinterland, away from filling stations, and they should be relocated to where they suit best.
On the encroachment of developers into government reserve areas, the Lands Commissioner pointed out that his ministry will continue to sanction any defaulter who failed to key into the defined scheme stipulated by state government. In the area of solid disposal, Mr. Onukuba disclosed that the state government has transformed the Anambra State Waste Management Agency to work 24 hours in 7 days, which the efforts are written in all parts of the state, and revealed that before the end of Governor Willie Obiano's second term, all slums in the state would have been developed.
The same thing, he ensured the immediate establishment of the Oka Capital Development Authority (ACTDM) to fast-track the efficient development of Oka Capital Territory. This has yielded a lot of fruits, as one can easily observe the fast and efficient growth of the capital city without compromising aesthetics.
On his part, the state chairman, Nigerian Institute of Town Planners, Town Planner Amechina Madakonam, who identified that uncontrolled and haphazard growth of urban areas results to insecure cities, urged the state government to always be on lookout to ensure that developers maintain to lay down principles of town planning.
To ensure that town planning ideas are carefully and professionally applied to routine management of our urban areas as well as rural areas. Presently, our urban areas are witnessing uncontrolled and haphazard growth, which is already resulting in disorderly and insecure cities or urban areas.
In Oka, Chibuzo Obidike, ABS News.
The people of Oyi local government area and other communities surrounding them have rolled out their drums as they celebrate Abga's victory in the State House of Assembly election conducted on the 9th of March 2019. The event tagged Victory Party took place at the palace of the traditional ruler of Umunya, Igwe Chris Onyekwuluje. Correspondent Ngozi Obileri covered the event and now reports.
That was the mood of the event as Ndioyi and their friends danced and congratulated themselves for winning in all the Abga 15 wards in the council area. Speaking, Igwe Onyekwuluje appreciated Ndioyi for doing what they know best and said Abga has always won in state elections more because they cannot afford to let Dr. Mrs. Ebelechukwu Obiano, who is the daughter of the area, down. Igwe Onyekwuluje added that the feat was achieved because of the numerous achievements of Governor Willie Obiano both in Oyi council area and other parts of the state.
We are doing today to thank the Anambrians, mostly Oyi and Ayamelum, for doing the right thing to him, and I give it to Anambrians who thought it wise that they have to give him those people he feels that can work with him to be able to give a better result to us, the Anambrians.
In an interview, the House of Assembly member-elect for Oyi constituency, Mr. Charles Obimwa, thanked his constituents for the confidence reposed in him, promising to abide by the promise of quality representation he made to them. Mr. Obimwa thanked especially Governor Obiano, whom he said provided enabling environment for the election, which he described as peaceful, free and fair.
I feel great. I feel happy. I give God all the glory that after the whole effort, the whole hustle and bustle, it ended in praise. I feel happy, honestly happy.
On his part, the member representing Ayamelum constituency in the State House of Assembly, Mr. Uche Okafor, noted that the victory was for every Onyanambra, as he said that he came to felicitate with Ndioyi being their brothers. The Commissioner for Transport, Mr. Uche Okafor, who hails from the area, thanked God that at the end, Abga had victory, which is a sure way of securing steady development in Anambra in the next 3 years.
Made it a point of duty that every election must give us 15/15. This is our local government. During the governorship, we gave her all the wards in Oyi, and also in this very election, we also gave her all the wards in Oyi again also.
The member representing Oyi Ayamelum constituency in the House of Representatives, Mr. Gabriel Onyenwife, was present at the event as they were treated to sumptuous dishes and assorted drinks. From Omonia, in Oyi Council area, I am Ngozi Obileri for ABS News.
The upbringing of children through qualitative education has been said to be the only way to groom useful citizens for the country. Stakeholders in the education sector harped on this during the pastoral visit by the Catholic Bishop of Awka Diocese, Most Reverend Paulinus Ezokafo, to St. Patrick's College, Awka, also used to commemorate the feast of the college's patron saint. Kennechukwuchukwu has the report.
In his homily, Bishop Ezokafo advised children to be serious with their studies as it is the gateway to a better life, and also live moderately during the Lenten period.
The church continues in education because we are interested in making sure that we train children according to the mind of Christ, according to what will benefit the state.
The State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Josephat Akabike, in his speech commended mission schools for their remarkable contributions towards promoting quality education and complementing efforts of government.
Present government of Chief Dr. William should also do the same way. We've been supporting the schools financially, physically, and everything. What is important is that we give the people of Anambra State sound education.
Also speaking, the member representing Awka Constituency 1 in the State House of Assembly, Dr. Nnamdi Okafor, noted that the mission schools still retain the status and glory they are known for, and called on stakeholders to always extend support to them individually and collectively.
I am a strong believer of mission schools. They not only impact knowledge, they also impact character, discipline. They also coach them spiritually and morally.
in separate addresses of welcome. The college manager, Reverend Father Celestine Anekwe, and the senior prefect of the college, Ms. Chidera Nwabam, said the college has achieved much in its 4 years of existence, especially in external examinations and competitions, through the unalloyed support of the bishop and other benefactors, and appealed for the provision of equipment for practical lessons and other learning materials. The event featured administration of First Holy Communion and Sacrament of Confirmation on students of the college by Bishop Ezokafo. From the St. Patrick's Cathedral in Oka, it's been Kenechukwu Chukwudi for ABS News.
In this era of abuse of social vices, when evil is taking over godly living, it is proper to dedicate children to God for protection and guidance. For this reason, the family of Mr. and Mrs. Francis Ekpone of Orient Daily Newspapers Oka decided to dedicate their newborn baby, Master Emmanuel Chizaramekpere Ekpone, who they they have been waiting for 5 years now. Amakachi Uzokwe was at the dedication mass, and a report is taken from here.
At St. Anthony's Catholic Church, Ifitoka, Reverend Father Peter Okoli said that God created the sacrament of matrimony for multiplications and companion, and that children should be nurtured, groomed, and raised in a godly way so as to run their race and draw men unto him. Reverend Father Okoli maintained that Christians should believe in their faith as the biblical Abraham had covenant with Christ and profess Christ for his blessings to abound. For Comrade Francis Ekpone, who is the state vice chairman of the Nigerian Union of Journalists and the father of the newborn, they sought the Lord and waited for 5 years before God remembered them and thanked him for the gift which he noted they will nurture and groom, having dedicated him in his altar. Comrade Ekpone encouraged all awaiting couples to exercise patience, for God will locate them for the blessings of the womb.
I'm impressed and I am grateful to God for this honor, for this gift which he gave to my family, and will always remain grateful to him for what he's doing for people.
Special thanksgiving by the family and his friends to thank God for the arrival of the newborn baby was the climax of the service.
And moving on to our national stories now, the Independent National Electoral Commission says it does not know if soldiers rigged elections in the Rivers State governorship pool, which was marred by violence. The INEC National Commissioner for Information and Voter Education, Festus Okoye, said this during an interview in Lagos. Okoye explained that after the Rivers State elections were suspended, INEC went on a fact-finding mission to the state, and based on some discoveries, the commission would be holding a meeting with the heads of security agencies. When asked if INEC investigation showed that the military rigged elections, Okoye said that the fact-finding mission that they sent to Rivers established the fact that the military intervened in some places. He added that they made a determination that the army got involved in the electoral process, but whether their involvement in the process was to rig the elections were not determined. The INEC boss said there would be a meeting with all stakeholders, including traditional and religious leaders, with a view to ensuring that the electoral process in Rivers State will be peaceful. Forwarders and Maritime Association has said Nigeria has been able to reduce the level of smuggling by 95%. Speaking during a press briefing in Lagos, the national president, GFFMA Basil Akukwe, while commending the leadership of Customs Semi-Border, Comptroller Mohammed Uba, said that Comptroller Uba had been able to dislodge the Cotonou enforcement agencies against their Nigerian counterparts by the way of applying the best global practice in the transit of goods, which stipulates that transit goods proceed straight to the country of receipt. According to him, Uba was able to create new packs on the Nigerian side to accommodate transit goods coming into the country to pack, unlike in the past when transit goods are parked on Benin area, which was against international best practice. More so, the use of scanners has also helped to enhance smooth flow of businesses in the border, as all goods must pass through scanning, unlike in the past when transit goods were parked inside Cotonou Benin semi-axis controlled by Benin Cotonou agencies, contrary to global best practice. Akokwe further revealed that under the watch of Comptroller Uba, the anti-smuggling scenario has changed. On the foreign scene, the death toll for Cyclone IDAI may be more than 1,000, President Felipe Nyusi has said on state broadcaster Radio Mozambique. The president said that while the number of people confirmed dead stood at 84, the scale of the disaster was huge and he had seen bodies floating in rivers while flying over the affected region. The total death toll has risen to at least 215 after the storm tore into central Mozambique last week before continuing on to Zimbabwe and Malawi, bringing flash floods and ferocious winds. At least 126 people were killed in Mozambique and Malawi, according to the Red Cross, and Zimbabwe's information ministry put the number of the dead at 89 in the country. Most of the deaths in Mozambique happened in the central port city of Beira, 90% of which was destroyed, according to the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Society, IFRC. A large dam burst on Sunday in the city, cutting off the last road to the city of about 530,000 people, the IFRC said in a statement. Angela Merkel's chief of staff has joined the growing chorus of criticism of Arsenal's German midfielder Mesut Ozil for reportedly inviting Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan to his wedding this summer as his witness. The 30-year-old Ozil, who has Turkish family roots, sparked controversy last May when he was photographed with Erdogan, raising questions about the footballer's loyalty to Germany on the eve of their disastrous World Cup campaign. After 92 appearances for Germany, including a key role in the 2014 World Cup victory, Ozil suddenly quit the national squad last July, accusing German football officials of racism. On Sunday, Germany's top-selling tabloid Bild reported that Ozil and his model fiancée Amin Goz, age 25, a former Miss Turkey, personally presented Erdogan in Istanbul with an invitation to their wedding this summer, asking the Turkish leader to appear as the footballer's witness. The invite immediately drew sharp criticism in Germany, whose government has been sharply at odds with Ankara over a range of human rights questions in recent years. Helge Braun, a CDU politician and chief of staff to German Chancellor Merkel, told Bild it makes one sad that Ozil would make such a move despite having already been sharply criticized by the German public over his first meeting with Erdogan. And that's it in the news at 7 this morning. Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any parts of the world by logging onto our website, www.absradiotv.com. Like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/ABS Radio Television. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ABS Radio TV. And just before we go this morning, a quick reminder of our major stories. Governor Obiano has reinstated commitment to lasting reforms in the education sector. Party faithful have said APGA's majority win in state assembly elections strategic for steady development. INEC has said Army intervened in Rivers election, but not sure it helped to rig. And the foreign scene death toll in Southern African cyclone IDAI continues to rise. And that's the size of our package this morning. Many thanks for joining the bulletin. I am Iberi Ugonna. Good morning. Anambra continues shortly. Please stay with us.